Okay, I just wanted to show off a couple of mods I made to this pellet gun. This is the Crossman M4-177 pellet gun. It's a decent gun overall for a pellet gun. It's just fun to shoot cans and stuff in the backyard or whatever. I won't go into too much detail about the gun. There's probably a million reviews of it. But what I want to talk about is the mods that I've done to this gun, because some of the stuff I've done I think is pretty neat. Um, I want to put a light on it so that I could shoot targets or whatever at night, and I looked online. There's a million different options for lights, of course, because this gun has the right rail system to put anything the AR has pretty much on the rails on it. So that's kind of nice, but I didn't want to spend any money, of course, and I always like using up some junk I have laying around. So what this is a headlight I used for fishing last year. Really powerful, at 160 lumens or more, and it has the slide out focus or spot to flood, which when it was on spot, the thing was pretty phenomenal. You could see buoys on the river for a long ways off. It's a real tight, square spot focus. You can actually see the wires inside the LED, what it's made out of in the spot. So it's really nice. I really liked it. That's why I didn't throw it away after it broke. But I took all the bands off and modified it with a wire that's just soldered to the. There's a little like a voltage regulator in this thing. Soldered it up, and then I ran the wires underneath the top of the pump here. I just drilled a little groove, and what this is a charging port, because it's got three rechargeable batteries in here. Um, Really high capacity batteries that last a long time. And then I just used this red switch because it's what I had, but it fit the groove of the gun really nice. So it works. It's bright, and on spot it's really bright. So that was the first thing I did to it, and I liked it. It worked fine. I've used it for hours at night, and the batteries hold out throughout the night. So I wanted to add a laser to it for easier night shooting, really, because the sights on it are great. I think they're some of the best pellet gun sights I've ever used. But it was dark, and I painted that white, and that kind of helped at night. But still, it wasn't quite good enough. So I ordered a laser off of eBay, and it was a cheapie, but it had a couple of decent reviews, and I ended up having to take it apart because the switch was broken, and it was just kind of junky, I thought. So while I had it apart, I decided to modify it a little bit, and one of the things I did, actually, this was an iron sight built in on top. I just cut it off. It looked just like the sight that's on the gun on the top here, but I just hacked that off with a chop saw, and I took it all apart, and I replaced the laser in it, and I wired it in the same way. It's rechargeable. It's got the pressure switch back here, and it's wired into the batteries. But I replaced it with a Blu-ray laser, and it's plenty bright too. The camera doesn't really do it justice, but together you can use the light and the laser, and it's still bright enough to use both of them simultaneously. This is how I mounted this up here. This is just a piece of PVC, and the original light had a little hole where the on-off button was, and I put a screw through it and screwed it to the PVC, maybe a little JB weld, I can't remember, and it actually fits and slides right on the barrel like it was made for it. It's still slightly adjustable. It takes a little pressure to move it. The only problem I've ever had with it is this used to have an O-ring in it, and it was super hard to slide in and out. I took it out. I like it better this way, but when you're pumping the gun, it loses where it was. If you had it on spot, by the time you pumped it 10 times, it's on flood, and you'll have to adjust your light every time. I'll probably put a smaller O-ring or something in it sooner or later, but for right now, it's just an inconvenience. It's still completely functional. But this, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but this is the charging port to charge the NiCad batteries that are in it, and they last a good long time. And I just tuck this in, usually in this front hole like that, so it's out of the way. It goes in there like that, and you end up with that down in there. You have to pick it out kind of when you go to charge, but the batteries last so long. I mean, you can shoot it for, if you just go out for 30 minutes a night, it'll last for a couple weeks. If you go out all night, it probably lasts 2 nights of all night before it's completely out. I haven't tested the laser at night yet. I've tested in the dark, and so far I'm liking it. It's miles ahead of what this thing was when I first got it, and overall the gun's pretty fun to shoot. It's just a pellet gun, but right now with ammo in my area anyway, it's hard to find still, and still expensive, so I'll just shoot pellets that are easy to get for now until ammo goes down. But let me know what you think. Thanks.